welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Lana Simone. So first of all, wanted to welcome you guys in. I hope you are having an amazing day. So today we're going to be talking about allowing God's will to be done in your life. And I think this is sometimes, a difficult thing to accept because, sometimes God's will can be a little bit different than what we thought, in our mind, and how he was going to do different stuff in our life. It's pretty crazy because we sometimes make plans for ourselves and we, think that life is going to go out this way and God's going to bring us our spouse this way. He's going to, make us successful this way. He's going to do all this stuff. And we paint this pretty little picture in our head of how we think it's going to be. And then when it don't happen like that, we be sitting there looking like, what's going on? Confused, stuck, and like, okay, Lord, I don't really know. I don't know about this one. And so, we get to a point where we can kind of fight God, and it's like, do I really want to allow his will to happen in my life? Do I really want him to, do I really want myself to release the control and allow him to take the lead and take me on a journey with him, whether we go through good times, bad times, ups, downs, turns, flips, and all that in between. It comes with that. It comes with the unknown is pretty scary. And so it's just like sometimes when we don't know, we fear things, and we just fear like especially when it comes to us being able to allow God to do the things he wants to do in our life, because sometimes it can be scary because we don't know what to expect sometimes. And when we do that, it leaves us in a state of vulnerability, because it's like, I'm now releasing control. And so oftentimes as humans, we like control. We like to kind of be the captain on the ship. We kind of like to be that one leading the way. And it's like, to allow somebody else to do that, it's like, how in the world? Like, no way. Like, I can't do that, because no. Like, I have, you get some people who write like all, plans for their life and all this stuff, and they're like, it has to go this way and it has to be done by this time and all this stuff. And God looks at our plans and laughs and like, really, sis, really? You think that's how it's going to go? Okay, good. I mean, you could try it, but I don't think it's going to be the best outcome if you try to do it your way. But you can, allow me to come in, allow my way to happen. And, I may take you on a few dips and turns, but I'll get you to that destination. And when you get to that destination, it's going to be better than you could ever expect. So that's the thing that I love about God, is because yes, sometimes we think in our head things are scary, and we don't really, we fear the unknown. As humans, we fear not knowing. Like, we need to know a lot of stuff to keep our mind at ease. A lot of people have like anxiety and stuff like that, but it's like, this is why faith and trust is important. We try to, figure things out and have it all worked out, but why do we need faith then? Why do we need trust then? And why would we need God? Like, he is God for a reason. When we allow him to be who he is, then we realize we don't have to take our life into our own hands. And we don't have to worry and stress about things so much. Those things come, but we worry and stress about things we don't even have to worry about. God knows the plans that he has for each and every one of our lives. And so one thing we have to do is just to accept and allow him to be able to take the will. And it's with our faith and trust in him, that will lead us to the destination that he has for us in the end. He knows the plans that he has for us. And so if he knows the plans, he knows what needs to happen in our life in order to get us to these things, to get us to the people we need to connect with, to get us to the opportunities that he has for us. He knows each and every one of us, and he knows each and every one of our needs in life and our desires. So it's important to allow him to be God, allow him to have, you know, access to our life in a way that we release the control to him and say, Lord, listen, I try to do it in my own way, or I'm trying to, but it's too much for me to carry. So lay it at his feet today. You're not meant to carry all this weight. Like, you don't have to, and a lot of times we feel like we have to, but just know you don't have to. God is available. He wants to help you today, and it's just so important. It can be scary to release the control. It can be scary to trust him fully with your whole heart. But in the end, let me tell you, it's so rewarding. I don't know how many times in my life I, try to do things my own way and, tried to figure things out myself. And it was just like stressing me out. I'm like, why am I doing this? And as soon as I give it to God, it's like things just became easier. Sometimes I ain't necessarily agree with, the journey that he took me on, but in the end, I look back and I'm like, wow, Lord, thank you so much for taking me on this journey, taking me through this process. Thank you so much for leading and guiding my life and setting my path straight. Thank you so much that I don't have to, carry this weight, that you carry it for me. Like, thank you so much. I worry, as a human, we worry so much and we stress so much, and it's like, you don't have to do that. Like, just allow God to be God and allow him, like, that's why he's God. Like, he don't want us to carry all these burdens and heavy weights on us. Just release it to him, And so sometimes it's scary, like, to allow him to come into our life, like, and really lead and guide it. Sometimes because we as humans, we fear the unknown. But faith is the evidence of things unseen, hoped for, and imagined. And so with that being said, it's like, okay, we don't see it. We don't, see it maybe in our physical, in reality, but that doesn't mean it's not going to come to pass. That's not going to mean that it's not going to happen, And so that's where our faith comes in, and that's where our trust in the Lord comes in. He will make things happen in our life. It's in his timing. And sometimes he needs to take us through a process. Like I say with anything, sometimes we have to go through a process because he wants to prepare us for the things that he has prepared for us. So don't fight the process. Don't fight God. Like, it's important to get to a place of surrender with him because you will need it for where he's taking you. And so when you learn that, you realize the importance of releasing that control, because you end up blocking your own blessings and your own, like your own next steps in life, because you are holding on to the plans, you're holding on to your own ways. And God said, just let it go. Just let it go and trust me. Trust that I know what's best for you. Trust the one who created you, who knew you before you were even formed in your mom's womb. He knew you. The one who knows each and every hair on your head. The one who knows you like no other. Trust him. Believe in him. And know that everything that you're worried about, everything that you're stressing about, everything that you're having anxiety about, he already knows. He already knows. And he just needs your trust. He needs you to know that he is going to take care of it. That he's already even taken care of it. Things that we don't even see, that we be stressing over. He's just like, can you just trust me? Can you trust me with your life? Can you trust and know who I am? I am God. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. The one who knows you, the one who loves you. Can you trust me with your life? The one who created you. Can we trust him? And that's the biggest thing that, that we deal with, is the trust. And it's, but it's so important to understand the importance of it. Because it's not so much can we trust God, it's can he trust us? He is the one who remains the same. He's not going to change. But it's us who get into our own ways and waver in our faith and trust in him. We're like, oh, today I'm going to trust him, but tomorrow I'm going to do it. I'm going to just do it myself because, you know, it's not really working. I'm waiting and trusting, but it's not really working. So I'm going to figure it out myself. And then we get ourselves in messes and situations that we never should have been in. If only we would have just been patient and waited on the Lord and trust that he knew what was best for us. You guys, it's so many situations where I had to do this myself. Like, God has taught me so much patience, so much about patience and waiting on him and not moving before he says move, because you never know what he's doing and where he's working out on your behalf behind the scenes. And so oftentimes we get impatient and we try to, you know, move forward and step and try, and when things aren't going our way, we try to you know, take matters into our own hand. And it's, the Lord is just like, trust me. Can you trust me? I will fulfill the desires of your heart. I will prepare a way for you. But I need you to trust me. I don't need you to figure it out. I don't need you to go talk to so-and-so. I don't need you to go, you know, do X, Y, and Z and take the situation in your hand. I need you to relax, okay? He needs you to relax, wind down, chill out, and trust him. That's it. It's so simple. But we make it so much more than what it is. Just relax. Trust the Lord. Trust the Lord. He knows what's best for you. He knows you. He knows each and every one of us by name. So trust the one who knows you, because I promise you, he knows what he's doing. And even when especially when we don't feel like things are moving and going in the timing that we think, doesn't mean there's no movement. Doesn't mean nothing's happening. We just can't see it. But that's where we need our faith and trust in him to carry us in those seasons and times where we feel like nothing's happening, or we feel feel like God is silent and stuff like that. That's where he's really, you know, building patience and trust and endurance in us. And will we pass the test? You know, oftentimes people are like, nah, that's too much. And they just go and do other stuff. And it's like, you don't even realize the significance of what God was trying to do in that timing. So all I can say is just trust the Lord. Allow him to lead and guide your life. Allow him to be the one who orchestrates and brings forth the plans for your life. It's so easy to try to be in control, but just today I encourage you to surrender your plans, surrender your life. When you surrender your life, you're now also surrendering all of you, and that's including your plans that you have for yourself. Because God, like, we even in our own plans, we think that we're going to do X, Y, and Z. He looks and like laughs, and it's like, that's it? Y'all, like, we don't even realize we be settling, like, in life. Like, God has so much more in store for us, but we're like, oh, I can only do this. We can only see us at the level that we're at, but he sees the bigger picture. He sees us at levels that we haven't even reached yet. So we cut ourselves short, cut our life short, because we're like, well, I'm going to take this into my own hands. I know what I'm going to do in the next 5 years. I know what I'm going to do in the next 10 years. And he's sitting there like, really? That's it? Or like, really? Like, come on now. Like, that's crazy type stuff. So it's like, this is why it's important to let him be the author and finisher of your life. It's so important to trust him. It's so important to believe in him and know who he is, because he is the one who is going to get you to the end result. He's the one who's going to make grand plans out of your, for your life. So trust him, have the faith, keep on moving forward, especially in the difficult seasons. Trust him. Believe that he will make these things come to pass, and know who he is. He is God. He is the waymaker, a promise keeper, and a finisher. So be encouraged today, guys. Sometimes it's difficult to trust the Lord. Sometimes it's difficult to allow him to, you know, lead and guide our life, and allow him to, you know, really set out plans for us. But it's important because he's the one who's going to make these things come to pass in our life and take us through the necessary process in order to receive them. And when we receive them, we can now value and cherish it and be equipped to be able to handle it. So be encouraged today, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.